Truths and Half-Truths about Millennials in the Workforce. Best-selling author Mark Villareal wrote this book here, The Millennial Factor, 10 Steps to Managing Millennials to Success. Now you say that, or the myth says that they can be a difficult set, but they are the most courageous you've ever encountered.
Yes, having managed and had success myself, I say they are the most courageous. And a lot of that's, they grew up in the digital age. They're used to quick answers, quick resources. So I would always have to find that I have to hold them back more than push them forward.
So what tips would you say for those in management or companies of dealing with millennials because they are different?
Well, understand why they're different. A lot of times they say, well, millennials, their values are different, this. And I will say I'm a baby boomer, put myself in that category.
Okay.
That the top 10 things that are important to me for an employer are the same as millennials, except the order of importance is different. And that's what the employer needs to understand is why is the order different, and it makes that millennial really push forward to have success.
And so you say also change their environment, or how do you make sure that you're tapping into that success in millennials?
Well, everything, I'm a big culture person, so everything is culture. So strong leaders have success managing millennials already because they're strong in the categories that are important to millennials. They over-communicate. They explain the why do we do things. And so, and all workforce groups like that, but it's more important to millennials. So in the book, we take them through 10 steps on how to create an environment that's successful for millennials, but it enhances the environment for all the work groups that are working for you.
What's one of them?
Well, one of them is to create career lattices. So instead of the old career lattices of from day one, let people know what opportunities there are within your organization, whether they can move up, down, or vertical, and explain that from day one. So that millennial, that some say, well, millennials feel that they're entitled, it shows them, here's what I need to do, and you communicate. If you want to grow, here's the skills and the knowledge of other roles within our employment that you can grow, and teach them self-accountability. Encourage them to take some development upon themselves as well.
You say here's a myth, millennials are not loyal and will jump from job to job. So why invest in them?
Well, I hear that all the time. They say millennials will have 7 jobs in 2 years. And I tell them, well, you just haven't shown them what a career is. And so that's the difference. They will jump from job to job because once you start showing them what a career is, actually it sparks their mind and become very loyal. And so you do that. The career lattices is one step. Understanding and communicating to them the other opportunities that they have, how they can grow, how they can succeed, and the reason for but also what's very important to millennial is the company's or the organization's reason for existence.
And then I'm hearing that one of their values is quality of life too. So
yes.
If you pinpoint that, which is everyone's,
yes.
but if it's really high on their list, then that's what they're looking for and making sure their job fits their quality of life.
Right. Well, that's why I explain not only to businesses, but to millennials to demonstrate your missions and your vision and your values. And millennials really need to understand the organization's mission, vision, and values before they start to make sure they're in alignment, because that is higher in the pecking order for millennials than it was for a baby boomer.
Mark, you also touch on what millennials can do. You've got advice for them.
Yeah, well, first of all, they have to understand the myths that are out there so that they can be proactive to address them. 2, understand the career lattices, as I explained earlier, so they can take proactive steps in their self-development. If I'm an employer and I see any employee taking active steps in their self-development.
It's taking initiative, really.
Take an initiative and expect accountability, and I will invest in that employee.
Because a lot of times maybe they're expecting, and maybe this is where the entitlement myth comes from, they're expecting people to feed them, hey, this is what the opportunity is, this is the career.
Correct.
But millennials, hey, you ask for it. You ask what kind of career I can have. Absolutely.
Well, that's why creating the environment that they know the opportunities, but I also encourage the millennial to understand the initiatives of the organization and align with those. Because if they can align with those, and that's great initiative. Meeting us in the middle. Thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Mark, with the bestseller, The Millennial Factor. So much information there. You can find out more information or get the book right there on Amazon. Thanks, Mark. Don't go anywhere. We're headed to the kitchen next to make a salad with homemade dressing, Brian.
And still ahead, turn your old sweaters into stylish hair ties. We'll take you through it step by step. Floor and tile installation provided by Wasatch Builders and Repair.